Hello, I'm Beau Henderson, and welcome back to Rich Retirement TV. And today I want to share a story that was very impactful to me, and a story I've shared probably hundreds of times now. And it's the story of the electrician and the surgeon. And several years ago at my office in North Georgia, what happened was I had two men almost identical by age. They're 51-year-old males, and they came in the same week. But they're very different guys. Okay, the first guy was a local surgeon and had $1 million plus base salary, and came in and drove up in his Maserati, and we talked about his two vacation homes, and by every sense of what you would think the American dream would be, this guy had made it, right? Had everything he wanted, looked really impressive, and we had a great conversation, had a great talk. And then a couple days later, I had another 51-year-old male came in in his old beat up work van, a single man shop electrician. He'd been doing electric work for most of his career, missing a tooth, just a good old country guy that was good at what he did. And we had a conversation, but two men that couldn't look or seem any more different than they did. But what was fascinating, and I want you to think about the title of this video and why we're sharing this here. Are you the electrician or the surgeon? When we sat down and actually dug into the actual numbers of financial health, retirement health, and we're looking at retirement planning. So the surgeon, we sat down and looked at the numbers. We were looking at where we're going to be for retirement, making a lot of money, should be in good shape, right? Well, we looked at it, and he was actually spending over $100,000 more a year than he had coming in. So he's actually dead broke and digging a hole. The funny thing was he always had a big paycheck behind that coming, so he's able to string that along for a lot of years. We went over to look at the electrician's financials and his situation for retirement. Again, this country guy, missing teeth, talks so country I could hardly understand him, and with my accent, that's impressive, right? Right. So we sat down and looked at his, never made more than $50,000 a year, but he and his wife lived on about $30,000 a year as far as their expenses. He had $2.2 million in the bank. This guy, when you saw, you would never look twice and think, wow, that guy's made it. But my electrician, he's the one that truly had financial freedom, and he could have retired that day if he chose to, because he had enough assets saved to create the income to pay their expenses for as long as he and his wife would live. So the reason I tell this story when it comes to retirement planning, a lot of times I see the biggest factor determining retirement success is how satisfied you are with retirement. And a lot of times satisfaction can be a little insidious, right? That's my big word for the day, Carl, right? So it can be a little insidious in that we might be comparing to somebody that we think's made it. We think they have it all figured out. We think they're in the great position we'd like to be in, but under the surface, we really don't know. So what we can control is our situation, our specific deal, what we've done to plan and put ourselves in the best position possible. Because when I start this story, or when I put a picture of these guys up and ask, would you want to be the surgeon or the electrician? You would start out telling me the surgeon all day long. But after we get through the facts and get a little bit under the surface, almost everybody's going to say, hey, give me that $2.2 million financial freedom and retirement and no worries about money for the rest of my life. So once again, I hope this story, it's been helpful to a lot of people I've talked to over the years. It's been impactful to me. And just think through that when you maybe find yourself. It's easy to do, and I think we all do it to an extent. Maybe comparing yourself to the neighbor, somebody at work, somebody seems like they made it, seems like they got figured out. Just go back and ask yourself, am I the electrician or am I that surgeon that Beau talked about on Rich Retirement TV? So that's a story I wanted to share, and I would love to hear your stories. Is there something that's been impactful for you, or something that you shared or someone shared with you that's really been impactful? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to share it. I think it'll bless us all. So thanks so much today for tuning in to Rich Retirement TV. There's a retirement cheat sheet in the comments below that I'd love you all to have. And subscribe to this channel. Check back for more how-to, information, Q&A, guest interviews, all geared towards having a successful, meaningful, and fulfilling retirement. Again, I'm Beau Henderson on Rich Retirement TV, and I'll see you next time.